So these three pictures are from the Brookfield Zoo. As I recall, that three-legged wolf, I don't even know if you noticed that she's three-legged. That three-legged wolf is female. And I think she's one of the alphas. Why do I think that? Well, when we got there, she was up on the high rock, as relaxed and content as could be, and looking around. She wasn't like hiding up there. She was up there. She was in the middle of the rock, and she had her head up and was kind of keeping an eye on things. Another wolf came along, appeared to be male, a little bit bigger than her. At this point, I didn't know she was three-legged. She was laying down. It was a little bit bigger than her, so you assume that's the alpha female laying up there, and then here comes the alpha male because he's getting up on the big rock with her. The thing was, he was pretty darn tentative about it. Okay, I mean, he got up there and he kind of looked around a little, and he put one paw up there and kind of lifted up a little and put the second paw, and then took that paw down, and now he's just got one paw up there, and then he backed down completely, and then he got up and he kept kind of testing the waters till he finally got up there after a while, and then he laid down and made sure to give her space. Okay, and but he was up there for a while, and then eventually she just decided, and it was quite some time later. This wasn't he got there and she left. Okay, quite some time later, she noticed my family and I over at the railing. So she, she had noticed us initially, but I had been taking pictures, we had been talking, so she started taking more and more notice of us and watching us more and more closely. Well, eventually she got up, jumped down from the rock to the lower rock, and then that rock down to the log and down. Now, when I say she jumped, she got three legs. She just jumped. Again, if you didn't look down and count the legs, I don't even know if at that point I realized she only had three legs. Now she was down on the ground. She came over to us and she looked at us. She got as close as she could. I mean, obviously she's in an enclosure and there's a dip there, and she got as close as she could. And she kept an eye on us for a while, and she stared us. She didn't just glance and walk by. She stared us. She let us know she was there and she was watching, and she wanted us to know she was there. So I am just guessing that this is the alpha female, and that leg's gone all the way up to the shoulder joint. It's a front leg, so I'm going to say shoulder joint. It just makes more sense in my brain. And then she went about her business, but she kept an eye on us. And so now we're standing there staring at this three-legged wolf. And my son made a comment about the fact that, wow, she's three-legged and she's making herself known. She was up on the big rock. And I said, well, think about the fact that if you didn't know any of that, if you didn't know the three-legged thing about her, she's quite the presence. She made herself known. She didn't back down. She came over. Okay, so first of all, it would take a lot to challenge her, just in general. Now look down and realize that wolf, who had that much of a presence and was that bold and, stared us down and came over and let us know who was in charge and controlled that rock, only has three legs. So now you say you're a wolf in the pack and you know all this about her, and she does all of that on three legs. Are you going to screw with her? Because I ain't. This three-legged wolf, yeah, she's in charge. Period. There was no doubt. There was no question. The wolves knew. She made sure we knew. She was in charge, and she wasn't taking no crud on three legs. So I've done other photos like this. I have a picture of a Siberian Husky from a few years ago over at the Arboretum, one of the race teams. The Husky had just had surgery on its eye. It had lost its eye, and there were still stitches over the eye socket. And I took a picture of that Husky, and it made me think the same thing. This is an animal that has qualities that everybody knows of and isn't going to challenge. And, in the pack, it's going to hold its own, and it's going to do. But all of that, and then loses an eye, that is certainly not a sign of weakness. Running on three legs, pulling a sled, having just freshly lost an eye. That's some strength, man. And I'm not just talking physical. That's strength. That's strength of character. Now, I'm not surprised that these were both canines. Um, I think it's quality in a lot of animals, but I think that the canines, I think that just by nature of their pack structure and um, that strength, you know that's how you survive. That's how you live. That's how you survive everything, day to day, and through your life. So these shots of this wolf made me think of that. She was pretty impressive. I wouldn't screw with her. Came down. She did not flinch. When there was nothing when that other wolf got up on that rock. She was like, whatever. I ain't moving. Until she decided she needed to come talk to us for a little bit because we'd been hanging around a little too long and I had the big old camera sticking off the front of my face. And then she went and she checked out the rest of the territory, kept an eye on us, but she checked out the rest of the territory because we were a little closer than I think she would have liked. She was in charge, and she was going to let us know that. And she got up on those three legs. She jumped down off that rock. She came over and she told us, just be careful. This is my family. This is my territory. So I'm just letting you know, I got my eyes on you. So I just thought that was interesting. I really like these three pictures. All right.